When everything falls apart, it's in this chaos that you find yourself. Have you ever had the feeling that everything around you is falling apart, as if your life is in pieces, as if certainty has evaporated, your strength has vanished, and you're all alone, in the middle of an emotional desert where nothing makes sense anymore? If your answer is yes, take a breath. You are not alone. This message is for you if you're at rock bottom, for you who have lost yourself, for you who look in the mirror and no longer recognize your own reflection. But I invite you, with all respect and with all truth, stay with me until the end. Because maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end, but the exact point where everything begins. Get ready. Today you will find something you lost: yourself. Chaos is the cradle of transformation. Humans only truly change when faced with two doors, the door of pain or the door of love. But let's be honest, most of us only change because of pain. Why does this happen? Because when everything is going well, when our routine is comfortable, when nothing challenges us, we enter a state of emotional numbness. We just go through the motions, repeating patterns, carrying old traumas and pushing life forward until something breaks. It could be the loss of someone. It could be a separation. It could be a bankruptcy, a diagnosis, a brutal disappointment. It could be that silent, corrosive feeling that life has lost its color. And then, in the middle of the chaos, the universe whispers, "Wake up, it's time." But we don't listen, so it yells, and everything falls apart. This isn't punishment, it's a calling. According to Stoicism, what happens to you is not under your control, but how you react to it is. And what's more, what happens to you may seem unfair, but maybe it's exactly what you needed to grow. Epictetus, one of the great masters of Stoicism, said, "Circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him." Think about that. Life is revealing you now. What are you going to do with this pain? A crisis is a rite of passage. In Eastern philosophy, especially in Taoism, chaos is an essential part of the path. The yin-yang symbol shows this perfectly. The light contains the seed of the shadow, and the shadow contains the seed of the light. Nothing is entirely good or entirely bad. What seems like a curse today, tomorrow could be your greatest blessing. But you have to go through it. You have to endure it. You have to trust the process, even without understanding it. As Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Maybe you can't change what happened to you, but you can decide who you will become after it. That is your true freedom. The pain you're feeling is a teacher in disguise. When you're in the storm, all you want is to get out of it. But what if it's exactly what you need to become stronger? Positive psychology teaches us that post-traumatic growth is real. Many people report that after a major crisis, they became more empathetic, more profound, more connected to what truly matters. Yes, it hurts. But pain forges you. Pain strips away everything that is false, all pride, all ego. Pain reveals your essence. You can resist or you can let it transform you. You aren't broken. You are germinating. In nature, before a seed sprouts, it needs to decay beneath the soil. It needs to be crushed, broken, suffocated. Only then does it break open. And in that breaking, it is born. Maybe that's what's happening to you now. It's not your end, it's your germination. Are you feeling pressure from all sides? Congratulations, you're about to bloom. But be careful, you have to choose to bloom. No one will do it for you. Acceptance is not giving up. It's part of the path. Eastern philosophy teaches us the power of acceptance. Accepting doesn't mean giving up. Accepting means stopping the resistance to what already is, and using the energy that was being wasted on denial to heal and act. As the Zen saying goes, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Stop fighting with reality. It already is what it is. The question is, what are you going to do with it? The knowledge you seek is within a crisis, forces you to look inward. And that's scary because inside live traumas, guilt and insecurities. But also living there is your forgotten wisdom. You've survived tough days before. You've conquered what you thought was unconquerable. You've been a light in the middle of the darkness. Don't doubt that. You have more strength than you think. You just need to silence the external noise and remember, the light in the infinite is within you. The name of our channel is symbolic, because that light in the infinite we all seek. In reality, it already lives within us, but it only appears when everything else goes dark. Darkness is necessary for the candle to have meaning. So if your life is dark now, believe this, it's your chance to light up the world. You are not broken, you are being rebuilt. You are not being punished, you are being called. You are not alone, you are coming home. Stay with me in the next blocks. The journey is just beginning, and at the end of it, you will understand that the chaos wasn't your end. It was your rebirth. The art of starting over, building from scratch. Imagine for a moment that everything you lost was, in fact, a disguised liberation. What if what fell apart in your life was a castle built on sand? What if, no matter how beautiful it looked, it was destined to fall? Sometimes, the universe doesn't take away what we love. It takes away what prevents us from being who we truly are. You may not see it now, but there is a beauty in starting over, a strength that is only born in those who have seen everything collapse and still chose to get up. The fall is the map to your rise. Every fall has a secret map hidden in the rubble. Stoicism teaches that it doesn't matter what life takes from you, but what you do with what remains. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his journals, "Adversity reveals genius, prosperity conceals it." In other words, on good days, anyone can seem strong. But it's on bad days that the true soul is revealed. Did you lose something? Did you lose someone? Did you lose an identity, stability, a love, a dream? Then take a deep breath. You haven't lost everything. You still have the most important thing of all, yourself. And that is enough to start over. When you stop running, you start to find yourself. Perhaps you've spent your life trying to please others, trying to maintain an image, trying to be perfect, strong, invincible. But there comes a time when life locks you in a room with no mirrors. And there you are forced to look inward, without filters, without masks. That's where the magic begins, because only when you stop running from the pain, the loneliness, the truth, do you finally find yourself. Don't run, sit with your pain, talk to it, learn from it. It knows the way back home. Rebuilding starts with small steps. Many people wait for a giant miracle, a day when everything will change all at once. But the truth is that change comes in drops, not in storms. It begins with small, courageous choices. Getting out of bed even when you don't want to. Taking care of your body even when you feel pain. Forgiving someone without receiving an apology. Saying no where you once said yes out of fear of rejection. Writing a dream on a piece of paper even if it seems distant. These are the bricks of your new temple. Start small, but start. Turn inward. The path is within you. In Eastern philosophy, there is a powerful phrase, "The answer you seek is in silence." Inside of you, and you were taught to look outside, to look in books, in gurus, in magical promises. But everything you truly need is already inside you. You just need to silence the noise of comparison, self-criticism, fear, anxiety, and listen to your soul. It whispers, it guides, it remembers who you are. You are not your mistakes. You are not your losses. You are not what they said you were. You are a seed of light. And light doesn't go out, it just hides sometimes. The morning always comes. Even on the darkest nights, one thing remains certain: the sun will rise. Life is made of cycles, pain and relief, loss and gain, destruction and rebirth. The night can seem eternal, but it always ends. So hold on, stay. Take care of yourself like someone who tends to a flower in the middle of concrete. You don't have to bloom right now, but you need to allow yourself to live until spring returns. The inner flame. Do you feel a coldness inside, as if your soul has gone out? It's normal. The inner flame sometimes turns to embers, but it's still alive. And all it takes is a single breath, an act of love, a sincere prayer, a genuine conversation to reignite it. You don't have to be on fire. You just need to protect your ember. Take care of yourself. Sleep well. Eat something nutritious. Talk to someone who respects you. Pray if it is your faith. Write, cry if necessary. All of this is food for the flame. It will come back. And when it does, you will shine brighter than you can imagine. Life doesn't want perfection. It wants presence. You don't have to handle everything. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to appear strong all the time. Life doesn't demand perfection. It just invites you to be present, to feel, to learn, to walk. Sometimes the simple act of being here now is a miracle. You don't have to do everything today. You just need to take the next step. Conversing with God or your essence. Maybe you don't believe in God in the traditional sense. Maybe you do. It doesn't matter. What matters is that there is something greater within you, a spark, a higher self, an inner guide, a whisper of wisdom. Talk to it. Even if it's just to say, I don't know what to do, but I'm here. Show me. This surrender changes everything, because when you don't know the way finds you. You fell, but you fell onto fertile ground that can now support a new you. You are not alone. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are being called to return to yourself, to rebuild with more truth, with more strength, with more light. And believe this, you will succeed, not because everything will suddenly be solved, but because you are awakening, and whoever awakens never lives asleep again. The strength you always had, but forgot. Have you ever noticed how we underestimate our own ability to overcome? It's as if we believe that pain makes us weak. But the truth is, when we look back, we realize that some of the most painful phases of our lives were also the ones that made us stronger, more conscious and more human. You have already gone through struggles that you can't even explain how you survived. You have endured days that seemed impossible. You have gone to sleep crying and woken up to keep going. So why do you doubt yourself now? Maybe it's because you've forgotten who you are. But I'm here to remind you, you are stronger than you think. The human brain loves to predict disasters. Psychology shows us that our brain has a natural tendency towards fear. It always expects the worst. It's called the negativity bias. And in the past, that saved us from death. But today, it traps us in anxieties, in scenarios that don't exist yet, in catastrophic thoughts that steal our peace. The good news, you are not your thought, you are the one who observes the thought. And if you are the observer, then you can choose which thought to feed. You can stop, take a deep breath, and say, this fear does not define my reality. This is self-awareness, this is personal power. You don't need to rush, you need presence. The world pressures you to solve everything quickly, to move on, to overcome it all, as if it were a switch. But the truth is, the deep processes don't obey the clock. They obey the rhythm of the soul. And the soul is like the sea, sometimes calm, sometimes rough, but always in motion. You are not standing still. You are being transformed, even if it doesn't seem like it, even if on the outside everything looks the same. Inside, a new you is being born. Allow yourself to go through this winter with dignity. Spring will thank you. Look at life as a master, not an enemy. When everything goes wrong, the tendency is to blame. Life, others, fate, even God. But what if, for a moment, you change the question? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this happening for? This simple shift opens up a new universe. From a victim, you become a student. From resentful, you become aware. From a survivor, you become the protagonist. Life isn't against you. It's shaping you for something greater. But first, it needs to remove what limits you. Trust, even without understanding. Suffering without meaning weakens you. Suffering with purpose liberates you. The philosopher Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." People who understand the meaning of pain endure more. Because pain with purpose stops being suffering and becomes a refining process. What is the meaning of your pain? What is it trying to teach you? Courage, resilience, detachment, self-love, faith, humility? Whatever it is, embrace it. Pain only hurts when you fight against it, but when you walk with it, it heals. The inner world builds the outer world. You can change your house, your city, your relationships, your job, but if you don't change inside, everything will repeat itself. It's the cycle of repetition. You attract what you believe, you accept what you think you deserve, you live according to what you feel is possible. In other words, your external world is a reflection of your internal world. Want to change your life? First, change your thoughts. Change your habits, change the way you treat yourself, change what you tolerate, and everything around you will begin to adjust. You have the right to say, "I can't do this anymore." There comes a time when the weight becomes unbearable, and all you want to say is, "I can't handle it." And you know what? That's okay. You have the right to get tired. You have the right to cry. You have the right to stop and breathe. You don't have to be a hero all the time. Saying, "I can't do this anymore," doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And being human is a daily battle. But you are winning, even when it feels like you're losing. Life is now, and healing is too. The mind lives in the past and the future. But healing only happens in the present. You don't have to wait for everything to be resolved to start living. You can start now, in this instant, in this breath. Feel gratitude for a warm cup of coffee. Be thankful for the roof over your head. Put on music that calms you. Take a shower as if it were a sacred ritual. Pray, meditate, be silent. Healing is not an event, it's a daily decision. Decide to live in the now, even if it's just for today. That is already sacred. You are in the middle of a journey. The wind is strong, the sky is dark, but you are still walking, and that's what matters. Don't look back with regret, don't look forward with fear, look inward with truth. Inside lives a silent strength that has brought you this far and will take you even further. Keep going. You are not broken, you are under construction, and the most beautiful work of your life is just beginning. The day you decide not to give up. All of us have a breaking point, a moment when exhaustion hits harder than willpower, when pain screams louder than hope, when everything inside us wants to throw in the towel and just give up. It's at that point that the world is divided into two types of people: those who surrender and those who take a deep breath and say, "Not today. Today I stay. Today I continue." Maybe you're at that exact point right now. Maybe you're hearing these words as your last thread of hope. If that's the case, listen with your heart. You can still keep going. And this isn't romanticizing pain. It's recognizing your strength. You've come this far, and that says a lot about you. Life messes things up to rearrange them. Sometimes life seems like an illogical storm. It takes people away. It closes doors. It breaks bonds. It shatters certainties. But what seems like a mess is often a restructuring. Eastern wisdom says that order is born from chaos. As in the Tao Te Ching, what is hard and rigid will die, what is flexible and soft will endure. Life breaks you to make you flexible, so you can rebuild with more awareness, so you can learn to flow instead of resisting. You don't need to control everything, you just need to trust the process. Direction is more valuable than speed. It may seem like you're going too slowly, that the days are dragging on, that the change is imperceptible. But stop for a moment and ask, are you heading in the right direction? Because more important than moving fast is to move inward. Every small decision you make in your own favor, a no you learn to say, a prayer you make, a negative thought you choose to release, all of it counts. You are evolving, even if it seems slow, even if no one else sees it. You are rebuilding yourself from the inside out. Healing is not a straight line. It's a spiral. One day you wake up feeling well. The next it feels like you're back at square one. One day you believe. The next you doubt everything. This is normal. Healing is not a straight line graph. It's a spiral. You will pass through the same places, but with a different perspective. Each emotional relapse brings a new opportunity to treat yourself with more kindness. Instead of saying, I failed again, say, I'm learning more deeply. Embrace yourself. Embracing yourself is the beginning of liberation, the wisdom of inner silence. In the midst of chaos, the best answer is not always in words. Sometimes it's in silence. Stoicism teaches us to master the impulse to react, to observe before judging, to listen before responding, and silence, when practiced with intention, heals. Silence to listen to your heart, silence to realize what really matters, silence to avoid repeating unconscious patterns. Do this for yourself. Turn off the world for a few minutes. Close your eyes. Breathe. Silence is also a prayer. You are not what happened to you. Maybe someone hurt you, betrayed you, ignored you, rejected you. Maybe life has been too hard, unfair even, but none of that defines who you are. You are not your traumas, you are not your past, you are not what they did to you. You are what you choose to do with all of it. You can repeat the patterns, or you can break them. You can live as a victim, or as someone who awakens. The decision is yours, and it begins now. Breaking cycles is an act of self-love. Have you ever stopped to think that the greatest act of self-love might be breaking away from what quietly hurts you? Saying goodbye to a relationship that only drains you. Leaving a job that makes you sick. Breaking up a toxic friendship. Cutting the cycle of self-sabotage. None of this is selfish, it's self-respect, and sometimes loving yourself hurts. Because it takes courage to lose, but it's also what frees you to win again with truth. Your story is still being written. You are not the end of the chapter, you are the turning of the page. The pain you feel now is not a period, it's a comma, a pause, a breath. You will still live beautiful things, you will still love, you will laugh, you will conquer. You will still inspire other people with the story that now seems unbearable. So keep going, even with fear, even in pieces, because life is writing you with patience, and the ending will still be incredible. Today may have been one of your worst days, but maybe it's the beginning of your best future. You will still be grateful that you didn't give up. You will still look back and say, I won. And that won't be because of luck. It will be because of courage. It will be because of choice. Keep going, not because everything will suddenly get better, but because you have already decided you deserve to be reborn. Life is training you for something greater. Have you ever considered that all of this you're going through might be a kind of soul training? I know that idea seems unfair. After all, why would life do this to someone who is already so tired? But listen with your heart. Life never gives you pain without a purpose. It doesn't waste suffering. Everything it does is to prepare you. Maybe it's training you to develop empathy, awaken a mission, break generational family patterns, strengthen a faith that is only born in the desert. Maybe you think you're not ready, but life only gives you trials that your soul already has the potential to overcome. When you endure pain, you build inner pillars. Imagine that every time you endure a difficult moment with dignity, something inside you is being built. It's as if pain becomes cement, as if sadness becomes a foundation, as if loneliness becomes a pillar. Stoic philosophy teaches that virtue is born from difficulty. Seneca wrote, "Adversity is the seasoning that gives life flavor." Without pain, you don't develop patience. Without waiting, you don't understand the value of time. Without silence, you don't listen to your soul. You are becoming a firm structure, perhaps fractured on the outside, but more whole on the inside than you have ever been before. Every wound can become a lighthouse. Have you noticed that the most inspiring people you know are not the ones who have never suffered? On the contrary, they are the ones who, even after falling 1,000 times, got up with dignity and decided to turn their scars into stories of healing. Your pain right now may seem useless, but it can become the voice that lifts someone up in the future. You don't see it yet, but there is someone waiting for your testimony. Someone who will look at your life and say, "If he could do it, I can too." Your pain is real, but its impact can be much greater than you imagine. Purpose is born from darkness. Every great purpose is born from a dark night of the soul. That was the case for the greatest leaders, philosophers, artists, and thinkers in the world. They only awakened their calling after facing their own shadows. Buddha found enlightenment meditating under a tree after years of suffering. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert before beginning his mission. Viktor Frankl created a new therapeutic approach after living in a concentration camp. And you're being forged right now. Pain gives you a depth that good days cannot. A crisis is a school for those who have the courage to learn from it. True change begins when you get tired of pretending. Maybe you've lived a long time trying to look strong, trying to show the world that everything is fine, when inside you are falling apart. But real change begins when you allow yourself to be truthful. When you look in the mirror and say, "I'm tired, I'm not invincible," and that's okay. This is the turning point, the moment when the armor falls and the soul breathes. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. That's where healing is born. That's where you reconnect with what is essential. Life always gives signs. Learn to read them. Have you noticed how certain situations repeat themselves? It's the same type of person who hurts you, the same pattern of abandonment, the same feeling of "I don't belong anywhere." This is not a coincidence. This is life trying to teach you something. It speaks through patterns, pain, physical symptoms, and intuition, but you have to be present to listen. Ask yourself, what does this want to teach me? Why does this pain insist on coming back? What part of me is still stuck in what hurts me? The answers will come, but only if you stop running. You don't need to be healed to love yourself. One of the greatest deceptions of the spiritual journey is to think that you only deserve love after you've completely healed. But this is an illusion. You deserve love while you're still in pieces, while you're still confused, lost, and broken. Loving yourself in the midst of chaos is a revolutionary act. It's looking at yourself with compassion, not judgment. Start with small gestures. Talk to yourself with kindness. Celebrate your small victories. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend in crisis. Healing becomes lighter when you don't hurt yourself during the process. Life is a spiral of conscious turns. You will return to the starting point, but with a different perspective. You will live through similar situations, but with more mature reactions. You will encounter old pains and realize that now you know how to deal with them. That's how evolution works. You don't need to be someone new. You need to be who you've always been, but with more awareness. This is the true transformation. It doesn't erase who you were, it integrates you. You are not being punished. You are being called to a deeper level of yourself. You are being trained, strengthened, refined. All of this that hurts today will be the foundation for your light tomorrow. You will still inspire many people with your story. But first, inspire yourself with your own courage. You are more alive than ever, because only those who feel deeply are truly living. Acceptance is not giving up. It's unlocking the flow of life. You were taught to fight everything, against pain, against loss, against uncertainty, against yourself. But there are moments when the greatest strength is acceptance, not the kind that is confused with conformity, but the acceptance that is born from the awareness that control is an illusion. Acceptance is saying, it's not how I wanted it, but still I open myself to live this with presence. It's at this point that suffering begins to transform, because when you stop resisting what is, you unlock the flow of life. What you resist persists. This is an ancient truth repeated by spiritual masters, therapists, and philosophers. Whatever you resist grows stronger. The more you try not to feel, the more you feel. The more you try to run from pain, the more it chases you. It's like swimming against the current. You get tired, you get exhausted, and you stay in the same place. But when you surrender to the flow, when you stop fighting with life and start listening to it, it carries you to where you need to be. Sometimes that place is not where you wanted to go, but it's where your soul needs to get to. The wisdom of the Tao. Water wins by yielding. Eastern philosophy teaches us to learn from water. It doesn't fight, it goes around, it molds itself, and yet it destroys rocks. Lao Tzu said, "Nothing is more flexible than water, but nothing resists its force." Be like water, flow, accept, adapt. It's not about giving up on your dreams, but about letting go of control of the path. About trusting that life knows shortcuts that you cannot yet see. When you accept pain, it teaches you. Have you noticed how pain changes when you stop resisting? When you say to yourself, yes, I am sad, I am afraid, I am lost, but it's okay to feel this right now. Suddenly, the pain becomes lighter. It loses its power because it stops being your enemy and becomes your messenger. Accepting pain is like lighting a lantern in the dark. You begin to see what only hurt you before, and there, where there was once darkness, clarity emerges. The biggest prison is the need to understand everything. The mind wants answers. It wants to know why this happened. It wants to find blame. It wants explanations. But the soul doesn't work that way. The soul feels, lives, experiences, and only understands later. Sometimes, years later. Releasing the need to understand everything now is a giant step in spiritual evolution. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to be present, because the truth is revealed in its own time. Surrender is not weakness, it is liberation. There is a difference between abandoning and surrendering. Abandoning is throwing away. Surrendering is trusting. It's placing in the hands of God, the universe, a higher power, that which you can no longer carry alone. It's saying, I did what I could, now I let go, show me the way. It's in this space of surrender that miracles happen. Surrender opens invisible doors. It brings unexpected answers. It aligns your life with an intelligence greater than you. Peace doesn't come when everything is solved. It comes when you change your relationship with chaos. You may be in the middle of a storm, but if there is peace inside you, nothing can completely destabilize you. This peace doesn't come from the outside. It is born from the deep acceptance of the present moment, from the understanding that life is unstable, that nothing is guaranteed, that the now is all that exists. When you live with that awareness, you stop being a victim of circumstances and you become the author of your own serenity. Acceptance is recognizing the divine intelligence behind every detail. Even if your life seems like chaos now, there is invisible order behind everything. Nothing is out of place, nothing happens without reason, nothing is a coincidence. There is a greater plan. And even without understanding, you can choose to trust. Trust that even what hurts, serves, shapes, molds, evolves. Acceptance is not giving up. It's stopping the fight with reality to finally live. It's letting go of the should be and embracing the is. It's looking at life with less judgment and more trust. Acceptance is a portal to peace, and peace is the foundation of any real transformation. If you feel you have done everything you could, surrender and watch life respond in the most unexpected and perfect way possible. Pain is an invitation to be reborn. Every crisis is a break, a rupture with what was comfortable, predictable, and known. It's the end of a cycle, and often that hurts. But here is the key. Pain is a necessary rupture for the birth of a new you. Life, like nature, works in seasons. There are autumns when leaves fall, cold winters, springs full of flowers, and summers of abundance. Which season are you in now? If it's winter, remember it's not the end. It's just the quiet preparation for rebirth. You are not broken. You are in transformation. When life shatters you, it feels like you're broken, but maybe you're just being reconfigured. The caterpillar, before becoming a butterfly, completely dissolves inside its cocoon. It doesn't become a butterfly little by little. It literally breaks down. And, in the molecular chaos of what it once was, it is reborn. Maybe that's what's happening to you. You're not breaking. You're being reborn. Transformation begins where the comfort zone ends. The pain you feel might actually be life's push saying you can no longer stay where you are. The universe sometimes whispers, but when we don't listen, it yells. It takes away jobs, takes away people, takes away certainties, and in place of what was, it leaves us with emptiness. This emptiness hurts, but it is in that space that the new can be born. If you continue to try to fill the emptiness with what no longer serves you, you will stay trapped in a cycle of repetition and suffering. Accept the emptiness, because it's there that the seed of your transformation is germinating. Die a little to live a lot. In various philosophical and spiritual traditions, the concept of a little death is seen as essential. Dying to old patterns, dying to a wounded ego, dying to the need for control. It's scary, but it's necessary. Only those who agree to die to what they were can be born into what is possible to be. True spiritual rebirth happens when we stop being who we thought we should be, and we accept who we really are. Your best version isn't born on easy days. Do you want to be strong? Do you want to be resilient? Do you want to have a serene soul, a wise heart, and a firm mind? Then understand, this is not built on calm days. It's in desperation that you learn to breathe deeply. It's in scarcity that you learn to be grateful. It's in chaos that you develop clarity. It's in pain that empathy is born. Suffering, when embraced with awareness, is a silent master. It doesn't scream, but it teaches with depth. Pain hides the truth you were ignoring. Suffering often is a reflection of what you did not want to see. A relationship that was no longer healthy. A career that no longer made sense. A life you built to please others. Pain exposes what you tried to hide from yourself. It's uncomfortable. It's confusing. But it's necessary. You can't free yourself from what you pretend doesn't exist. Looking at your pain with courage is the first step toward healing. You are stronger than you think. Maybe you've forgotten. But look back. Look at everything you've already faced. Look at how many dark nights you've survived. Look at how many I can't take it anymore moments you've overcome. You have fallen before, and you got up. You have been afraid, and you still move forward. You have been hurt, and you kept on loving. This strength is inside you even now, even if you can't feel it. Transformation isn't pretty, but it's real. The butterfly doesn't emerge from the cocoon with makeup. The phoenix doesn't rise without first burning completely. The diamond isn't born shiny. It is sculpted under pressure. Your transformation may not be pretty. It may hurt. You may cry in secret. Maybe no one sees how difficult it is, but it is real. It is deep. It is yours. And when it passes, you won't just be stronger, you will be your true self. The chaos you feel now is not the end. It's the beginning of a new you who is about to be born. Don't fight it. Don't give up on yourself. Don't think this is the end. You're crossing a desert, but there is an oasis on the other side. Keep going, even if it's little by little, even if you're out of strength, even if you don't know where you're going. Because rebirth doesn't require speed. It requires surrender. The wisdom that blooms from silence. In the midst of confusion, what you want most is clarity. But the problem is that a confused mind cannot think clearly. And the more you think, the more confused you get. Therefore, there are times when the best thing is not to seek answers, but to seek silence. Yes, silence is an invisible master. When the mind goes quiet, the soul speaks. Have you ever noticed that life's biggest answers don't come when we are desperately thinking? They appear in the shower, on a walk, in the silent hours of the night, at a sunset. Why? Because silence clears the mental clutter. It makes space for something deeper to emerge, the voice of your intuition, the ancient wisdom of your soul. The answer that isn't logical, but is right. Nature is not in a hurry, and everything is fulfilled. Eastern philosophy reminds us, the tree grows at the rhythm of the heavens, not at your pace. When you try to rush healing, you get frustrated. When you try to understand everything now, you get confused. When you demand immediate solutions, you panic. But what if you just stop and allow life to do its work? Healing doesn't need your rush, it needs your presence. The void is not an enemy, it is the beginning. The modern world has taught us that emptiness is dangerous, but emptiness is sacred. It is the womb that gives birth to new life. It is the space between two notes that gives rhythm to music. It is the silence between two words that gives meaning to a speech. You may be feeling a great emptiness now, but maybe it's a call to look inward and not outward. Don't try to fill it with distractions. Don't run, stay, feel, breathe, and something new will begin to be born within you. Detachment is the path to peace. How many times is your pain linked to attachment? Attachment to what was, to what should have been, to what you don't want to lose. Stoicism teaches, everything we have is borrowed. People, moments, possessions, even your body. Nothing is forever. This is not a reason for sadness. It is a reason for liberation. You don't have to carry the weight of control. You don't have to hold on tightly to what life wants to take away. Letting go hurts at first, but it brings a profound relief later. Wisdom is in the small gestures. You don't need a trip to India or a mystical enlightenment to change. Wisdom is in the coffee you drink with presence, in the book you read with attention, in the look you give yourself with compassion. Great internal revolutions happen in small silences, full of awareness. Deep change is not loud, it is subtle, it is constant, it is true. Transformation begins with care for the now. While you're busy trying to fix the past or control the future, you forget about the only moment where everything can be changed, the now. You are breathing, now. You are reading this, now. You are alive. And that is already sacred. Use this now wisely. Eat well, drink water, get quality sleep, Hug those you love. Pray. Meditate. Give thanks. Every simple act done with presence is a seed of healing. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to trust. What is falling apart today may be freeing you from a destiny that was not yours. What seems like a loss may be protection. What seems like injustice may be preparation. Life has its mysteries, and not everything needs to be understood. The stoic accepts. The wise person observes. The strong person trusts. You don't need to control everything. You just need to take one step at a time. Breathe and trust. Don't be afraid of silence. Don't be afraid of emptiness. Don't be afraid of the pause. It is in these spaces that the soul finds rest, that the spirit finds direction, that the mind finds peace. Perhaps your greatest progress at this moment is simply being at peace with not being in control. The rebirth of a wounded soul. Have you ever felt like you've lost everything? As if the pieces that formed your life were thrown on the floor, and now you don't even know where to begin picking them up? Maybe that's how you feel right now. Tired, confused, worn out, trying to understand where you went wrong, why everything spiraled out of control, and if there is still hope. Let me tell you something with all the love in the world, there is. But before you can be reborn, you need to die. Not physically, but symbolically. Pain is the process of transformation. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly with comfort. It dissolves inside the cocoon. Literally, its old body liquefies. It dissolves until it becomes something new. This moment of pain, of internal collapse, of emptiness could be your cocoon. If everything is falling apart, maybe it's because your soul is shedding old layers of fears, of masks, of illusions. You are in transition, and that hurts. But it is also sacred. You are being reconfigured. You know when your phone needs to restart, or when your computer needs to update. Before it can work better, it shuts down. Maybe that's what's happening to you. You are not broken. You are being reformatted. You are being deconstructed to become wiser, deeper, more you. The foundation needs to be rebuilt. Every building needs a firm foundation. If life is removing people, situations, ideas, and even certainties that were once your foundation, maybe it's because they couldn't sustain the new version of you. Sometimes it is necessary to break everything to rebuild from scratch, not with a rush, but with truth. And then comes the question, what do you want to build now? While you ask why, life answers, what for? Maybe you have asked 1,000 times, why did this happen to me? But the question that changes everything is, what did this happen for? This question opens up paths. It transforms pain into purpose, the crisis into a mission. You can choose to be a victim of what you went through, or you can choose to be profoundly transformed by it. The past doesn't change, but the meaning you give it changes you completely. Wounds are teachers. Every pain you have faced carries a lesson. Loss taught you the value of the now. Betrayal taught you to choose with more wisdom. Fear taught you that you are stronger than you think. Abandonment taught you to embrace yourself. Scars are not signs of weakness. They are medals of overcoming. You are not broken. You are being molded. The words you choose determine the path. Be careful what you say to yourself now. If you say, I am a failure, your soul believes it. If you say, nothing ever works out for me, your brain reinforces it. But if you say, I am in the process of rebirth, I haven't gotten to where I want yet, but I'm on my way, all of this will make sense soon. Then your mind begins to align with healing. What you say builds what you live. Use words like bricks and rebuild yourself. Don't go back to what destroyed you. It's common in moments of pain to want to go back to what was familiar, even if it hurt you. But listen carefully. Don't go back to what hurt you just because you're afraid of the unknown. If God took something out of your life, it was out of love. If life took something away, it's because it no longer served a purpose. Don't accept less than you deserve just because you're tired of waiting. Keep going. Go beyond. The new can only arrive when you let go of the old. You are closer than you think. It may seem like everything is far away, but the truth is that sometimes the greatest progress is invisible. The day before the turning point feels ordinary. The night before healing is silent. The last tear before victory seems insignificant. But that's where the miracle happens. If you've endured this far, it's because you are closer than you imagine. Don't stop now. You are about to be reborn. You are not what you lost. You are what survived. It doesn't matter how many times you fell. What matters is how many times you chose to get up. Your rebirth will not be an external explosion. It will be an internal awakening, subtle, silent, powerful. And when you look back, you will understand all of this was love in the disguise of pain. You are the answer you were waiting for. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. This moment you're living, as difficult as it may seem, is also an answer. How many times have you asked to be stronger? How many times have you prayed for wisdom, courage, faith, and peace? The universe answered, but not in the way you expected, not with sweet words or easy solutions. It answered with deconstruction, with silence, with trials, with darkness, not to punish you, but to forge you. The answer comes from within. Every time we look for answers outside of ourselves, we get lost. The real answer is not in another person. It's not in the past, nor is it in a specific place in the world. It is within you, in your consciousness, in your resilience, in your soul. That is why so many spiritual masters distance themselves from the world to meditate, fast, and find silence. They knew the world outside only reflects the world within. The world doesn't need to change, you do. Stoicism teaches us that we do not control what happens to us, but we always control how we react. You don't control the storm, but you control your inner shelter. You don't change people, but you can change how they affect you. The power is not in trying to change the world, it is in changing your perception. And when that happens, the world changes with you. No suffering is in vain. You may not understand it now, but no suffering is useless. Every pain leaves a trail of wisdom. Every tear cleanses the soul. Every loss reveals what truly matters. You would not be the person you are today without these pains. You would not have the maturity you have, the sensitivity you have, the love you have, if you hadn't gone through all of this. You are made of wounds, but also of cures. You are made of losses, but also of new beginnings. You are not late. You are on time. Comparing yourself to others is poison. Each person has their own time, their own journey, their own speed. Look at nature. Some flowers bloom in days, others take months, and yet they all have their beauty, their importance, their moment. You are not late. You are maturing. And maturing is silent, slow, and sometimes painful, but it is real, it is deep, it is eternal. Life is preparing you for something greater. You are not being punished. You are being prepared to love better, to serve with more empathy, to be a light in dark places, to have authority when you speak about overcoming. You are being trained to occupy a place that only those who have suffered are capable of sustaining with dignity. Don't deny your path. Don't reject your pain. It is part of your mission. Gold is forged by fire. Fire does not destroy gold. It purifies it. So is your journey. The fire you faced burned away what was superfluous, what was ego, what was illusion. And now what remains is the essential. What is real? What is you? You did not lose. You were purified. What you seek is also seeking you. If you are seeking peace, it is because it already exists within you. If you are seeking love, it is because you have love to give. If you are seeking healing, it is because healing is already germinating within your being. Everything you truly desire is already on its way, and everything you lost will be replaced by something much greater. Believe, trust, keep going. Life will bloom again after winter. Spring always comes. It may take time. It may seem impossible, but at some point, the sun will rise again, the soul will smile again, the heart will learn to love again, and life will start over with more meaning, more presence, and more light. It doesn't matter how many dark nights you have faced. Dawn will arrive, and with it a new version of you. You no longer need to hide from pain. It is part of your growth journey. You are not your wound. You are the one who crossed it. You are the one who remained standing. If life knocked you down, it's because it was teaching you to get up with more strength. And if everything fell apart, it's because now you can rebuild with more truth, more awareness, more light. You are the answer you were waiting for. The healing begins right there, inside you. When everything falls apart, something within you rebuilds. We have reached the end of this journey, and if you have made it this far, it is because something inside you has awakened. Perhaps it was a memory, a wound, perhaps it was a sigh of hope, or who knows, an echo of your essence asking to come back to life. But now, you know, chaos did not come to destroy you. It came to reveal who you truly are. You are stronger than you thought, wiser than you believed, more resilient than you imagined. You are the temple that remains standing while the world outside collapses. You are the light that survived the darkness. And even when everything seems to make no sense, even when the ground opens up and the silence screams, you can trust. Life is refining you for something greater. You are not your past. You are not what you lost. You are what you decide to do. With all of this now, every pain you have faced has planted roots in fertile soil, and from this ground that today seems dry, blessings will bloom, new beginnings, new meanings, transformed, whole. If you felt this message speak to you, then it was for you. Like this video, so more people can be reached. Write in the comments, "I am reborn from the ashes," and mark this moment as a new beginning on your journey. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Share this video with someone who needs a word of comfort today. This channel exists for you, for me, and for all who are awakening. Always remember, when everything falls apart, it's because the universe is rebuilding your soul with more awareness, more purpose, and more light. We'll see you in the next message. With warmth, light in the infinite.